Alright, today we're going to be going over the last of the starter decks, Deadly Divas. It is a Harley Quinn Poison Ivy deck, and from the looks of it, it's meant to take advantage of Harley Quinn's adrenaline ability of when the turn ends. If you have no cards in your hand, draw a card, which synergizes with Poison Ivy's effect of summoning a Savage Vines, and the Savage Vines deal 1 damage to both enemy leaders anytime you draw a card. Right off the bat, if I had to make a change, I'd probably, at least on the Anarchy side, orange, I would just try and put in a lot more Arkham inmates because they synergize really well with each other. You see right here, we have Amy, who's not in here. We have Punchline, who's not in here. We have Partners in Crime, which summons 2 Arkham inmates. It's not in this deck. Ventriloquist isn't in this deck. So I just put in, just straight off the bat, Jailbreak. I would just put in a lot more Arkham inmates because they all synergize with each other, and even on the Tyranny side, they do have Arkham inmates. So Hugo Strange, Prometheus, Black Mask, the Penguin, they're all Arkham inmates, so they all just really synergize with each other. But again, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go ahead and play a game. Win or lose, afterwards we will give our thoughts and make a more detailed suggestion as to what we can update with this deck to make it viable. This deck can do well in the current meta. I know this because one of my buddies, he actually mains this leader combination. Obviously, he made a lot of changes from this base deck, but he actually mains this leader combination to pretty good success. So I know just straight off the bat, with a couple of changes, this deck can be meta relevant. Maybe not top of meta, but definitely meta relevant. All right, let's go ahead and get into the game. Alright, so we get a game here against Entropy Stinks. They're running a Batgirl Lex deck, which, if I had to guess, it's going to be kind of like a deploy deck because Tyranny has a lot of good deploy cards, especially late game with Sinestro, Darkseid, just stuff like that. So we want to have a pretty low curve here. So let's go ahead and get rid of Omega Beans and Peacemaker. Hopefully we get some better cards. Okay. That's alright. And yeah, so they're gonna want to be doing like on deploy shenanigans, but we are fine with that, I think, because if we can get our Arkham inmates to pop off, then I think we can get in a very good position. They're giving up a lot of tempo by going first but not playing anything. So we're free. We're kind of free. I don't know how free. They could have an answer to this, but we're more free than we would have been to just play the Clayface here. The enemy leader loses a charge. It's going to be Harley. That's kind of upsetting, but you know, it is what it is. And they return our Clayface to hand. Okay, so they had a response to the Clayface. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna still just put the Clayface down, and then we're gonna traumatize.
Time to start branching out.
We're gonna summon our Savage Vines, which it reads after you draw a card, give enemy leaders -1, and then Harley's Adrenaline is draw a card. So that's the synergy there. We want to empty our hand to get the Savage Vines to deal damage to them. Obviously, it's not really going to be doing much. Like, the adrenaline won't be popping off right now, but maybe in the future it might be. Okay, it's really good that the Savage Vines spawned in front of Clayface here, because now that he's protected for now. Oh, nice. Okay, huge. So we can put a Prometheus here. Which one has more? I guess it doesn't really matter.
This Harley is all revved up.
We're actually gonna do it this way. Take some damage on Harley to keep our Clayface healthy. Next turn we can Hugo Strange, which is going to be another Arkham inmate, and buffs him up. So maybe we punch in with Mr. Freeze, get him killed, and then we play a Hugo Strange and Gorilla Grodd. We don't want to play the Cheetah until we can proc Adrenaline, so that's probably going to be the turn after. So they got a Batwing. Let's hope that they don't get like a Batarang or something. Okay, that might actually be worse than a Batarang. I'm gonna be honest. And then what do they do here? Life Absorption. That's just really annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. If we do this into this, into this, and then we'll hold the Savage Vines. It's actually more beneficial for us to just put Gorilla Grodd down here, especially because we're pretty certain that we won't be able to get the actual effect off of the Savage Vines. So we'll just put Gorilla Grodd down because he's a bigger body. And then next turn we can Harley and then maybe Savage Vines if we have the room for it, but we'll see. See, this is what I meant about Sinestro. They're gonna Sinestro and then they're gonna use the deploy effect on Sinestro again, and then that pretty much, that's gonna clear our board, especially with the Batgirl proc, or the Batgirl attack. Oh wait, did the other activation not clear the board? Oh. Okay, so we can do something like one Cheetah here, a Peacemaker, Savage Vines to protect this Peacemaker.
This Harley is all revved up.
We'll just face with Harley here. It hurts, but we kind of have to. It hurts, but we kind of have to. Lex having his ability here kind of sucks because he can just get rid of one of my things for free. Is this a deploy? Yes, it is a deploy. This turn. Oh wow, it's this turn. Okay, so he just gets to kill 2 of my cards. For free, essentially. I mean, he paid a gold for Mega Beams, but he can use the Lex ability to kill another one of my cards. Bane. 6/4.
Time for a hostile takeover.
Yep, that's what I thought. Alright, so we just play whatever we get here first, and then, Cheetah. Use our Savage Vines.
Out.
Batgirl goes down to 8. We get a Talon. So we had 2 Savage Vines on the board, so they actually took 2 damage. Both leaders went down to 2, or took 2 damage, and then on top of the Poison Kiss, Batgirl went down to 6. So they get another Omega Beams, and they just kill whatever was back here. It was a Savage Vines, that's right. Or deploy, return a friendly recruit to your hand, but there's nothing in his hand or in their hand, so nothing gets bounced. Oh, I guess she gets bounced. Oh wait, we won. Oh, I guess they didn't realize that that's how that interaction worked, where if Miss Martian is the only body on the field, then she has to resolve her deploy effect on herself. And then because they essentially just wasted a turn, they just conceded. Yeah, that was a good game. I mean, we were pretty even there. They had the slight lead or health advantage, but we had a board advantage as of right then. Who knows how the rest of the game would have played out, but it was pretty back and forth there. That was a pretty decent showing, I think. So let's go ahead and talk more in depth about which substitutions I would personally make for this deck. Alright, so right off the bat, I would take out Murderous Mugger and then just replace it with Kite Man. I feel like that's the easiest substitution in this deck that you can make. Victor Zsasz can stay in for now, I think, because it's an Arkham Inmate, so all of these stay. Hugo Strange, Arkham Inmate, they all stay. Traumatize is really good for getting rid of early game threats, especially if you go second. So if somebody plays like a Clark Kent on turn 1, you can get rid of that. If somebody plays a Blue Devil on turn 1, they can get rid of it. Somebody plays, I don't know, maybe even a Clayface on turn 1, you can get rid of it. Any of those like turn 1 really powerful threats, you can get rid of it. I mean, it can even get rid of a Superman Robot, which is a really good early game blocker, because Superman Robot is a 2/2. So Traumatize stays in. Talon, I'm not 100% sold on this card. Prometheus does stay in though, because it's a guard card with the Arkham Inmate subtext. So we definitely keep that, like 100%. Out of all these cards, we definitely want to put Amy in here. So maybe we take out Peacemaker for Amy. Let's look at what the curve is right now. Okay, so we definitely want to have more bronze cards, I think. So I would honestly take out Copperhead, put in Ventriloquist. Maybe we would want a Whack-A-Man. We can take out Bigger They Are. Or maybe we do want to put in Copperhead because he is an Arkham Inmate. We'll see about that. Actually, no, we don't want Copperhead because we want Giganta instead. We also want to take out Cheetah and put Deadshot. And then for sure we take out a Mazo. If we want a gold card, we can put Disorganized Crime. Each friendly Arkham Inmate makes a bonus attack at random. But, I mean, that might not be worth it. What we do is definitely put Jailbreak in here. Where's this looking like? Giganta. Honestly, maybe we get rid of Victor. And we put in Cupid for more discard utility. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. So take out Victor, put in Cupid for a little bit more discard utility. And then on the Tyranny side, let's see. Maybe get rid of Talon. It's kind of hard to get value with him. And we can put in like a... I'm not a big fan of Brainiac Drone. Oh, you know what? Surprise is really good. Maybe we just take out Cupid and put in Surprise. Because it just steals a gold recruit from their deck. From the opponent's deck. So it's kind of like having your own gold recruit, but you're taking it from them. We want Grid because it's a good blocker. We want Scarecrow in here. So maybe we take out Omega Beams. No, Omega Beams help you draw. So maybe we take out... Yeah, we can take out Poison Kiss for Scarecrow. And then this is kind of a high amount of silver cards. So maybe we can even take out like an Ocean Master. And then put a couple of more bronze recruits on this side. So I think maybe we just put in like a Deimos. Deimos could be pretty good. Yeah, I think we just put in a Deimos. And then that way we have 2 free cards, 18 bronze, 14 silver, 6 gold, and 30 to 10 split. I think that's pretty good. That's probably what I would do. There are definitely a lot of ways that you can make this deck. Like, I've seen people on the top end run Mr. Mind because it gives you all those draws. Which actually, yeah, I think we might want to do that instead of Omega Beams. No, Omega Beams is just so good as a clear option. Omega Beams is just so good as a clear option. So yeah, this is what I would personally at least run for a few games and then see what works and what doesn't work. But this is like the baseline of what I would run. Let me know what you guys would do in the comments down below. And you guys have a good one. I will see you next time.